Hi, I'm Patu from freefincal. Let's take a look at Tata Quant Fund. This is a new thematic fund based on a quantitative model. They say they will use multi-factors to decide the stock portfolio, and they've on top of it they've added artificial intelligence and machine learning, and they say they will strive to beat the market and avoid absolute losses. So let's take a look at this, and I want to approach this whole thing in a slightly different context. I want to discuss if things like machine learning and artificial intelligence, is it necessary to beat the market, at least the Indian market? Is there any evidence to suggest that your quantitative model without machine learning is unable to beat the market, and is something special like this necessary or not? That's the yeah, I mean, that is the angle with which I want to approach this review, because if something extra is necessary, then this fund is worth a look. But if something extra is not necessary, this is just another gimmick to earn money, and I mean, that's it. So let's do this via in a FAQ style. And so Tata Quant Fund is an open-ended equity scheme that aims to generate medium to long-term capital appreciation by investing in equity-related instruments based on a quantitative model. That's the official statement. So a quant fund means it uses some kind of model. It's math based, it's rule based. It can have machine learning, it need not have machine learning. So that's essentially called a quant model, and that's the primary guiding factor to choose stocks, bonds, goals, whatever in the portfolio. There could be a human element which overrides this when necessary, but this is the primary guiding factor. Now, Tata Quant Fund will use what is known as a multi-factor investing, and this will use three factors: alpha, value, quality. There could be other factors, and on top of that, they will use machine learning and artificial intelligence to find out, according to changing market conditions, how the use of these factors, the weights of these factors can be adapted for better results. And that's something that the algorithm will continuously keep checking, and it will make suitable changes in the portfolio. So the benchmark is BSE 200, so that's the investment universe. Excuse me. We will talk about what is this multi-factor? What does it actually mean? Multi-factor essentially means it's one form of what is known as factor investing. Factor investing essentially means it's also called strategic investing. It's also called smart beta. It's one way of choosing stocks. That is, you choose a basket of stocks. Let's say you want to construct the Nifty. So how is the Nifty basket constructed? It's merely based on the market capitalization. Instead of that, you look at the performance of the stock. That is, you look at the last 1 year alpha. That is how well the stock has performed with respect to the market on a risk adjusted basis. You look at the low volatility, you look at the quality. That is, you look at the return on investment, etc. I will show you another slide on that. You look at the what else? You look at the momentum. There are many factors. So that's called factor investing. I have several previous posts, also videos on factor investing. You can have a look at that by choosing to read the review link. Choosing multi-factors, that is, you combine alpha with low volatility, alpha with quality, alpha, quality, low volatility, alpha and value investing is also another factor. And this choice of multi-factor, what it does is it will negate the impact of market cycles. That is, during certain market cycles, certain factors may work better, and some other factors may perform less. But if you use multi-factors, you reduce the portfolio risk overall, because something will work at some time. The NSE maintains about 3 multi-factor indices. We will see that below. But the NSE has also said in its research white paper that the low volatility factor alone in of itself has worked wonderfully well across market cycles. And that is the reason why I keep saying low volatility, low volatility, low volatility in all my stock videos or even mutual fund videos. That's one of the reasons. Now, quant-based funds, you can classify them, at least for this review, you can classify them as rule-based quant funds and AI-based quant funds. Rule-based quant fund means I just look at the alpha and construct a portfolio. That's the rule. AI is an additional layer on top of the rule based, and it tells they will, for example, let's say I'm doing some kind of strategic asset allocation based on the PE, market PE, and 5 years ago, 22 Nifty PE would have been considered high. Today, it's not a high PE. So the market dynamics is continuously evolving. So machine learning or AI here means it will continuously study how the choice of high PE and low PE has worked across times, and with every moving market day, and it will backtest what if we had chosen high PE as 20, what if we chose high PE as 25, and see how that would have worked, and then if that would have worked better, it will implement it and it will adapt, modify it, make small changes like that. And so it's a dynamic process, it's an iterative process where the iteration is done based on each market cycle. So that's essentially what machine learning actually means in this case. So I have several resources on about factor investing. There's one video which is one of my most popular videos, index investing options in India. You can have a look at that if you go to the post. I'll try and link it in the description box. I have several posts on all this. You can have a look at it because it's fascinating. I just write. So I've told you how Tata Quant Fund will use the artificial intelligence just now. Will Tata Quant Fund have no human interference? It will have a fund manager. It has to have a fund manager because of SEBI rules, and the fund manager has the right to take active judgment calls. It can the fund manager can override what the machine has said. Has Tata Quant Fund's AI strategy worked in the past? They have not produced any kind of evidence in the scheme document, scheme presentation, scheme brochure, nothing. How can I just buy into something without any kind of evidence? See, back tests in of themselves carry 100 assumptions, which are written in fine print, nobody sees it. If you do, at least you should do a back test and show it, right? If you don't show a back test, who the hell will believe you? I don't know who has got that. Maybe there is some back test, they are presenting it to distributors and so on. You need human beings to sell AI based quant fund. Like, that's the irony. So, can machine learning or artificial intelligence beat the market? I don't want to get into whether they can beat the market or not, because whatever method, there are many people who believe whatever method you use, you cannot beat the market. So we should not get into this argument here. The fact is that there is no evidence that Tata's quant fund has bet the market. There's absolutely no evidence one way or the other. It's not like and why are all these mutual funds launching all more and more thematic funds? Why did Quantum launch ESG? Because they can't launch anything else. Quantum doesn't want to launch mid cap. It has already got a multi cap value kind of fund, Quantum long term equity. They have to choose thematic funds because sector funds, because there's no limit on the number of thematic funds. But whereas you can have only one large cap, you can have only one mid cap, you can have only one multi cap, and so on. The scheme document of Tata Quant Fund does not even talk about artificial intelligence. There's only one time that word machine occurs. It says the quant model based factor strategy is expected to provide combined benefits of active and rule based systematic investments by minimizing the influence of human emotions and biases in decisions, increasing discipline, and leverage computational power of machines for operational efficiency. That is all. There's no, the word machine occurs only in this one sentence. All this machine learning, all these hocus pocus kind of graphs. For example, look at this. Look at this, the scheme presentation they have. All they would have written everything. All this hocus pocus occurs only outside the scheme document. This is, essentially all the AMCs do it. This has to be treated by SEBI as fraud and changed right away. By the way, this is the screen about the multiple factors. For example, alpha is one factor. Value uses PE, PB, ROCE, dividend yield. Quality uses ROE, dividend yield, EPS growth, variability. Low volatility is one factor, and so on. So that's combining these will cause multiple factors. So is it necessary? Is all this mumbo jumbo about machine learning necessary to beat the market? Now let us take a look at the since inception performance of the multi-factor indices of Nifty. I'm not sure if you can follow all the colors. The green color, the bottom, there are two indices here at the bottom. The green is, it got cut. My God, it got cut in the graph. The green is Nifty 200, the white is Nifty 50. All the other multi-factors have outperformed since inception. And if you look at the 10-year data, the Nifty 50 is at the bottom red, Nifty 200 is the bottom blue, and all other multi-factor indices, Nifty 100 low volatility 30, Nifty quality low volatility 30, Nifty alpha quality low volatility 30, Nifty alpha quality value low volatility 30, all of them are on top. Please recognize these multi-factor indices are rule-based quant models without AI or machine learning. Also, for 5 years, they have also done reasonably well and outperformed. When a rule-based quant model has got enough, there is always short, but there is whatever is the history, there is enough evidence from that history that just a rule-based quant model has bet the market. So why should all these mutual funds create hocus pocus like AI, machine learning, when there is no need for it? And they also don't show any evidence that it is superior. So please don't invest in this fund. That is the reason why I mentioned it, although I did not review. There's one DSP Quant Fund. That's a rule-based multi-factor model. This is a Tata Quant is rule-based multi-factor plus AI. Both of them are not necessary. We need multi-factor index funds will be very nice. They will be low cost. Until that time, please avoid all these gymnastics and thematic funds. So, thank you. Bye bye.